The Mahtab Aziz Celebrity Lawyer Show on Revive FM 94.0. And today we are happy to have with us our guest, who is in fact Adz Khan. Good afternoon, Adz.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Nice
Thank you for coming down all the way from Rotherham to be with us. How was the train journey? Was it?
Okay? Yeah, it's been good. It's not my first rodeo, to say the least. I think I've done it a few times, but yeah, it was nice and pleasant. Thank you.
That's good. And you must have been relieved to take your mask off when you got to London.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I was. But I think it's just the kind of, well, it's kind of life we're all living. I think with everything, you get used to it.
That's good. Well, I mean, we're here to talk to you about your amazing sort of life and how you managed to, as a very enterprising young man, to turn things around. It's good to see real life stories of someone being able to fight adversity and get to a place which perhaps a lot of his peers may not have imagined that he would get to. Just tell us about your early life. I mean, as a young schoolboy, how was life at your primary school up in? Was it Rotherham? Was it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, I was born in Rotherham and currently live there. But if you spoke to people, I think they'll say I'm from Doncaster, considering the amount of time I spend there.
Right.
Majority of my friends are from there now, as well as clients, of course. But yeah, I went to school in Rotherham. Right. I think I was once described by the teachers at Parents' Evening as a lovable rogue. Let's just say.
I see. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. And how was your sort of friendship with your peers? I mean, up there in Rotherham, were there groupings, or was it everyone mixing quite well, or how was the structure of school there in terms of Asian boys, white boys and Afro-Caribbean boys? Was it all a good mix, or was there a noticeable sort of segregation?
I mean, there wasn't a notable segregation, but back in them days, God almighty, you're now making me realise how old I am when I say back in them days. Yeah. But then there were a little bit of split, but I mean, nothing.
Right.
Yeah, nothing.
Right. You got to go. What was your favourite subject at school?
Oh, I liked a bit of drama, but I think that was mostly down to the teacher.
Right.
Yeah, she was a blonde. I've always had a thing for them.
I see. Right. Okay. And after your primary, must have gone into secondary school. Things must have changed a bit in terms of what you were taught, and also perhaps the activities of other schoolboys. So going from primary to secondary school, what was the sort of major shift in how young Adz's life was influenced?
I think the change was it was welcomed well. I mean, I was quite well known my brothers were quite well known.
Yeah.
And everybody was from the sort of similar neighbourhood. Right. So we all knew who was at the school, the older boys, the younger boys, everybody, and me going in. Like I said, I've never really had any sort of enemies, even in school or what have you. So everybody sort of knew me. It was good, and it was also benefiting having my older brother, the one older than me.
Right.
Him being there, him actually guiding me through, and his friends telling me what to do, what not to do, and where to go, and where my lessons are going to start and finish.
Oh, sure. Oh, I see. You're right. Well, it sounds a bit too good to be true, I think.
Well, that's it. I never believe something that sounds too good to be true.
Next thing you'll tell me there were no bullies there either.
No, there's bullies everywhere. There were bullies everywhere, yeah. There's a lot of dark horses. But there were, I mean, look, like in any school, obviously, there's always that one person.
Yeah.
There's always that one person. There's always bullies everywhere. But luckily for me, I was the youngest of 3 older brothers.
Right.
And so I was well protected in that sense. I mean, even now at home, I'm still the young. They'll still refer to me as "Where's the little one?"
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Although I don't feel like I'm small anymore. Yeah, I'm still. Yeah.
Right. That's good. And what about out of school activities? Were you involved in activities outside school in terms of sports or any other sort of hobby or anything?
Right. I mean, it's really funny because you'd never guess I was going to become a personal trainer, considering, I mean, sports-wise, being an Asian guy, there was always cricket. and I'm sure everybody can, a lot of Asians can relate to that. There was always cricket. I went boxing a few times, quite a few times actually, to a number of clubs. One of your friends, Harold Bomber Graham, he used to have a boxing club in Rotherham back in them days.
Okay.
So I was a regular goer there, and then after that, I discovered women.
Right.
So
that's it. Everything turned upside down.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, so it all went wrong from there, really.
Right. Okay. Okay, and of course, you did you go to school till 16, or did you manage to do your GCSEs and?
Yeah, I did. I managed to do my GCSEs. Funny enough, I only got one GCSE, and that was scene drama.
Right.
But I was told if I had done that was based on my performance, but I was told if I had done my paperwork as well, then there would be no hesitations in getting an A. And that's it's quite alarming considering that's the only GCSE I ever I ever got. And then after that, I went to college, and then soon from college, I went to the big college of the criminal world.
Well, I mean that scene drama, tells me that you could have been a budding actor. I think had you gone to acting school, perhaps we might have seen you up in lights. Your name up in lights by now.
Well, you never know. It has been said before. That's I think Tom Cruise will still be okay. I think he will have still been getting his roles. Right. I'm not sure about Daniel Craig, however. I reckon I could have made the Bond, but who knows? Right. The Bollywood Bond.
Right. Of course, yeah. It's not too late. I mean, you're still a young chap. I'm sure.
Right. Well, you never know what's around the corner. You never know what's around the corner.
Yeah, I see you've got a very good head of hair there, so I'm sure you can.
Stop it! I feel like you're coming on to me now.
It is all real. I think it's all real. Yeah.
It is for the time being. I mean, it's a good job you're seeing the front and not the back. I keep saying, honestly, whenever I'm doing some press-ups on the floor, I'm always looking down and re-looking at my videos or doing the squat. Always looking at my form. I think, God almighty, the form's good, but yeah, you're definitely getting lighter on your hair from behind.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a trip to Turkey very soon.
Oh, I see. Sure. Right. Okay. So we've got to the stage where you're a young lad of 16 and you've done your GCSEs, and so you mentioned that's when unfortunately things started to go wrong a bit.
Yeah, that's right. What happened is I was still in school, in college. I think I spent more time out of college than I did going to the class and going to college. As a result, we were in car initially going to get something to eat to Sheffield. Right. Me and a few friends of mine. My brother driving the car, and he'd received a phone call to say somebody had owed him some money. And as a result, basically turned his car around. Everybody got out the car. Everybody got out of the car, crossed the road, went down an alleyway, jumped over a gate, went inside his flat, and unfortunately, it was one blow to the head, which led to the death of a young man. Right. And that's when my life completely changed. And as a result, we got found guilty and sent down for murder. Right. Through the controversial law of joint enterprise, which basically means is that. It doesn't matter who did what. If you're there, you were guilty of the crime. And in our case, they couldn't find one person guilty of murder and another guilty of manslaughter. So it was either murder or nothing. Right. And and the judge said himself, you've got the outstanding mitigation factor of no intent. So there was no intent there. There was no aggravated features in my case. Nobody had any intent. Nobody planned this. It was one single blow, and unfortunately led to somebody's death. Right.
I see. Well, as you're probably aware, there have been changes in the law, and perhaps that can be looked at again. Let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope. I mean, there has been a change to the law of joint enterprise. There was a campaigner, Jengba, which is joint enterprise not guilty by association, who I had frequent contact with when I was in prison. And they basically took the court to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court's ruling was that this law had taken a wrongful turn. So it doesn't matter if nobody did anything, or I didn't even know I was breaking a law, right? But it doesn't matter who did what. If you're there and you didn't do anything to stop it, well, it happened in a flash. Yes. And being long, I still can't tell you what the person who unfortunately died looked like. So it happened so quick that, and as a result, like I said to you, it's a situation where the law's taken a wrongful turn, and the judges have taken a wrongful turn with it, and due to that, there's a lot of people in prison for being found guilty of something that they actually haven't physically done.
Oh yes, I mean, I think well, in those days, you see, a lot of the laws were really geared towards catching drug dealers, and the Proceeds of Crime Act, which in fact came out in 2001, and that was designed, in fact, to catch drug dealers. Whereas normally, what would happen is that drug dealers would hide their hide their money and hide their proceeds of crime, and so you'd have sort of like sweeping legislation that would catch a drug dealer, and in the process, you get a lot of innocent people dragged in. So I think the previous joint enterprise was probably more to do with catching drug dealers, but obviously when it's applied to other offences, unfortunately, a lot of innocent people were caught out as well, and that's why I think lawmakers have recognised that, and that's why they've had a change in the law. Obviously, quite late for you, but in terms of when it's come out. But well, let's see. I wish you well with that aspect of it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Joint enterprise not guilty by association, but I was also one of the ambassadors for that as well. So I used to go to Parliament and do talks about what my experience as a child lifer was, what I went through, what the dangers of this law are, and what firsthand I experienced due to the law of joint enterprise. And I'm not taking away the fact that somebody has passed away, but what I am saying is that the laws obviously need to be worked correctly. Really, they need to be. Yeah, that's it. So if you can hand a law out, judges shouldn't be taking wrongful turns.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And obviously you were sentenced to was it 10 years? Was it you were sentenced?
No, I was sentenced to 9 years life imprisonment. So what that basically means that it's a life sentence. You don't have a release date, and you don't know when you're going to get out. But so they'll say Adz Khan be sentenced you to 9 years imprisonment with a minimum recommendation that you serve at least 9 years in prison. However, that's just a recommendation. So what that basically means is that you're going to be, it's a recommendation before you're considered for parole, not that you're going to get out. And to be honest with you, I think 99% of people don't get the first parole when it comes to a life sentence prisoner.
Yes. Right. And so you served 7 years, I believe.
Yeah, because I studied in there and I walked out with 37 certificates and qualifications. I appealed it initially, got it reduced to 8. And then at that stage, there was a change of law which said that, look, if you've made any considerable progress, then what we'll do is we'll reassess the case. And I did make considerable progress. And as a result, they saw what I did in prison, and they reduced it to 6.5. But by that time, I'd already done 7 years. But even then, so therefore, I was then considered for parole. Right. And if they didn't deem me suitable to be released, then they can quite easily say, well, sorry, Mr. Khan, for this reason we're not releasing you, so therefore I'll have to wait another 2 years, and then another 2 years. And this, I've known people that have got a 6 year, 7 year, 8 year, 9 year, 10 year, 12 year sentence, and 15, 18, 22 years they're still in prison. Right.
So basically you were out when you were about 23?
Yeah, roughly about 23, yeah.
23, right, okay. And as you stepped out of prison, how did you feel when you stepped out of prison, that first day out?
That first day out, I can remember all I was thinking about was my mum's homemade kebabs, and a nice curry. Right. But no, I stepped out. It was I stepped out, and they always say in prison that when you get out the gates, don't ever look back. Don't ever look back because you'll be back. That's what they say. Right. But not in my case. I did want to look back because I want to see where I'd been, and I'd want to say I don't ever want to see these gates ever again in my life. Right.
Well, that's fascinating. We're just going to go for our first break, and hope we'll be back after this short break. Stay with us.
Sure.
मालूम है कि नूरा जैसी बच्चियां पानी के लिए रोजाना 3 मील पैदल सफर तय करती हैं। मिनहाज वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन को यकीन है कि आप छोटे और बड़े पैमाने पर पानी के मंसूबे लगाकर इस बहरान को खत्म कर सकते हैं। आपके एहतियात दुनिया भर के पसमानदा लोगों का म्यार जिंदगी बेहतर बना रहे हैं, जबकि अभी बहुत कुछ करना बाकी है। पानी सबके लिए के प्रोजेक्ट में हमारी मदद कीजिए। आज ही अतिया कीजिए या हमारी वेबसाइट विजिट करें www.minhajwelfare.org.
Waris Food Store, the place to go for all your meat and groceries. We stock thousands of items from fresh fruit and veg to all your favourite Ramadan food products. Based at 420 Hoe Street in Walthamstow, we can deliver anything you need right to your doorstep. Just give us a call on 0208 521 0000 and take advantage of our huge Ramadan offers. Waris Food Stores is now also available on Uber Eats.
Let's connect with the Holy Quran. Minhaj Dawah Project distributes the Holy Quran in plain simple English for free. You can donate £3 and sponsor a Quran to a loved one, a neighbour, a colleague or a friend. We distribute Qurans totally free of charge across the whole UK, including in prisons. Please call us now to contribute on 0300 030 1951 or email us on dawah@minhajuk.org.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk or contact our sales team now on 07944 565616. That's 07944 565616. Advertise with Revive FM.
Everyone can now get free rapid COVID-19 tests twice a week. They show your results within 30 minutes. They also show you're doing what you can to protect your loved ones, your friends, your workmates, and that you want to keep life moving again. Around 1 in 3 people who have COVID-19 have no symptoms and are spreading it without knowing. That could be a friend, a relative, a workmate. It could even be you. Rapid tests are easy to get from nhs.uk/get tested. Let's take this next step safely.
The Career Link Project is a free employment and careers service aimed at supporting young BAME women to navigate a path towards a successful future. If you're 16 or over and currently out of work, you could receive up to 10 months of personalised one-on-one career support and skills-based training to help you secure your future. Get in touch with us today on 07862 035 511 or email us at clp@tffn.co.uk. The Career Link Project, your future in your hands.
Nikah, talaq, counselling on matrimonial disputes, Islamic wills, Islamic law of inheritance, or an Islamic verdict on any other issue. The Muslim Sharia Council is at your service. We provide official certification and our experienced and highly qualified imams are available to provide you with guidance when needed. MQI London is based at 292 to 296 Romford Road, Forest Gate. We are open from Monday to Friday 2 to 4 p.m. or alternatively call us now on 0208 257 1786.
Revive FM
94.0 on the radio,
on your mobile
and online.
And welcome back to the Mahtab Aziz Celebrity Lawyer Show. We're talking to Adz Khan, who is a personal trainer to the stars, and he's with us today, describing how, as a young boy of 16, unfortunately, he took a wrong turn and ended up with in a very serious situation. He was charged with murder and had to spend nearly 7 years in prison. So I mean that's a significant amount of time. How on earth did you get through it?
Look, I just stayed positive, motivated, passionate about the change, about the fact that, you know, I want to get out of here and I need to, not waste my time, basically. I can remember getting sent down, and once I was, we got found guilty and sentenced on the same day. And I can remember going to the prison and they give you that one phone call. I can remember phoning my mother up and speaking to my mum and saying, look, and my mum's, crying down the phone and saying, look, not to worry, we're going to appeal. And I said, Mum, no, it's not that we can't just appeal on the basis of we didn't do it. You know, there needs to be fresh evidence or a mistake that's happened in court that shouldn't have happened. And I said, it's not that's what I said. It's the law that's wrong.
Yeah,
it was the law. Joint enterprise was wrong because it says that if you're there, you are guilty of murder. You know, and that's just ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. You can't be guilty of murder. Just no. The law was wrong. If you're in the room, you're guilty. But if you took one step out of the room, you're not guilty.
Yeah.
And that happened. But so my mum, in a heartbeat, it was the best advice I'd ever been given. She said, well, look, you're 16 now. You've got the rest of your life ahead of you. She said, you would have only wasted your life if you come out of that prison with absolutely nothing. So don't see it as if you've gone to prison.
Yeah.
Right. Imagine that you're in university. You've gone away to university and you would have only wasted your life if you walk out there with nothing, with no qualifications.
Yes.
And so therefore I took that journey, I took that challenge on, and as a result I walked out there with 37 certificates and qualifications, 7 diplomas, and right now I use them certificates, qualifications, diplomas upon my release, and I'm
right. I mean, you make it sound so easy, but it must have been a tremendous there must have been a tremendous sort of ability and effort involved, and you did very well to, in fact, do what you did. I mean, most people would probably, be very pessimistic about what they landed themselves into, but you seem to have, bounced back up very, very, very well. This is all, credit to you.
Yeah, I find that, look, I mean, I work my best when my back's against the wall. That's when I'm under pressure. That's when I'm at my best. And as a result, I mean, I might make it sound as though it was all easy. And, I walked out with all these certificates and qualifications and diplomas, and now I've completely changed my life around, and I've got different friends, associates. I've got my own business, etc. But let me tell you, it was not as easy as I make it out to be. Because no matter how big you are, no matter how hard you are or how tough you are, you're going to find somebody bigger, harder, faster, stronger than what you are. And in prison, you've got to remember you're surrounding yourself with cold-hearted, straight-up killers. They're not in there for shoplifting, for instance. You're not going to your local remand centre. But some of these guys they're in prison for the next 30 years and they've got nothing to lose, only reputation to gain and hold, really. And it's a dog-on-dog environment. You walk out and it could be there's always fights happening. You're surrounded by 600. Everybody's in for murder, or everybody's in for armed robbery, murder, GBH, wherever it may be. There's people in there. If you look at them in the wrong way, they'll just completely walk up to you and they'll just put a blade straight into your face. So if you're all right to deal with that, then prison's fine.
What was your cellmate like? Person? Were there two of you in the cell? Or?
No. It was single cells because I started as a juvenile Weatherby, and then from there I went to a long-termers prison. Because obviously the sentence were life, so I went to a long-termers prison. And they said to me, well, look, we'll send you to Doncaster or what have you, and it's close to your home and it's close to your family and what have you, so they can come and visit you. And I said, no. I said, you send me as far as possible as you can. They went, all right, so they sent me on borders of Scotland. I said, no, not that far, not that far. But by that time, they sent me there, and that prison, it was like, it's a prison. It's where juveniles get kicked out of all the other prisons. They accept them in that prison.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so it's got, but it's tough and it's hard. And then following that, I went over to Aylesbury again, same situation. And then from there I went to Reading. So I've moved around quite a bit, and it was only in Reading towards the end that I shared a cell. But that was at that stage. It was a friend of mine. It was on a different unit. It was with a friend of mine. So it was with my training partner actually at the time in prison.
Oh, I see. Okay. And like day-to-day life, like how did you manage to get through all those hours? How did you occupy yourself?
I was lucky in the sense. Well, I say I was lucky, but I mean, you create your own luck. But I was there for a long time. I knew all the staff. I knew because what I realized quite early on is everybody's always effing, everybody's effing and jeffing, calling them screws and govs and always getting into trouble. So if that's that one person that says please, thank you, and everything else in between, and gets on well with staff, can hold a conversation properly with the staff, then it wants to change, shows that he's not participating in anything that he shouldn't be participating, doing courses, trying to change his life around and for the better. That's the route I went down. But there's people in there that are never going to change.
Right.
You know, there's people in there that are never going to change, that don't want to change, and that simply can't change. You know, but you know, violence is for them everything. Clever people, talented people, but just they just don't know how to win. You know, they just don't know how to win in life.
Right. I mean, what time were you woken up in the morning, and then how did the day progress? Was there a set routine for you? Or?
For me, look, for me itself, I was lucky enough to. I used to wake up first thing in the morning, so 6 o'clock in the morning, and this is all because I got all the top jobs. So I used to work in the gym as a gym orderly. I used to work in the kitchens. I used to work in the staff mess, and I had all the top jobs. But what I'm describing now isn't the actual reality of what happens in there. So normally what had happened is I'd wake up first thing at 6 in the morning. I'd get up, and the kitchen staff would come get me. I'd go to the kitchen, you know, help out with the making of the kitchen. And the benefits of that used to be that I used to be able to have my own breakfast. So having an omelette or whatever it may be for breakfast. And because I was training, diet was it was a big part of obviously my my routine, really, my life. And then from there, I used to go to the gym. Finish the gym, finish training, come back, get changed, go back to the gym again, go to any qualifications that I need to do, whatever it may be, come back in between, go to the kitchens at lunchtime, finish the kitchens, go to the staff mess. I just kept myself busy literally all morning, all day long. But that's how the typical prisoner operates. I mean, the typical prisoner is locked behind his door, is released at 8 o'clock for half an hour exercise. On the exercise yard, there's normally a fight that actually happens or goes off in between. Finish from there, come back, have the breakfast, which is literally some Cocoa Pops and some milk, or unless they've got their own stuff. And then after that, they go to education, or some of them, if they haven't got jobs, because jobs are hard to come by, then they're going to be locked up in the cell until they do get some qualification, until they do get some education or some job roles.
And did you do much, or were you able to do much reading while you were inside? Did you get access to books and stuff? You send you books? Or?
I mean, there was access to the library, for sure. But I mean, I wasn't a massive reader anyway. I wasn't a massive reader from the start. But the only books that I got myself involved with is when I started getting into training and start doing the fitness qualifications. Because then at that stage, I was going back and I was just addicted. I had that thirst to learn about sports science, and then I could see my own body changing through my training. And then I used to look into things a lot deeper. And then I started doing my qualifications. And initially, the qualifications you could only do was the level 2, which was the fitness instructor's course. But I wanted to advance from there and do the level 3. So I wrote to external colleges and said, look, this is what my aim is to do. Will you be able to supply me the course? And I could do it for myself. And then some staff member, the gym staff, helped me out with that and took me through the course. And as a result, I become a personal trainer. But then that wasn't enough for me, because now I had the thirst of learning and developing. And it was the first time in my life where I thought, hang on a minute, I'm learning something here and I'm understanding it. And the more I looked into the anatomy and physiology and the movement of the muscles and what's connected to what and how do I need to do to advance that, and what type of training do I need to look at, from high intensity interval training to cardiovascular work to fitness work to, everything was. And as a result, I got so good at that at one point, whilst the staff used to take the class and tell other students about fitness and whatever course it was, let's say the level 1, level 2, like they used to demonstrate it on the whiteboard. And they say, well, this atom and this molecule, adenosine diphosphate, ATP, adenosine triphosphate gets broken down to adenosine diphosphate and then creatine. I say, oh, 1 second, I can see an error here. And they say, well, what's the error? And then I used to go up and tell them, well, that's wrong. This isn't how it works, because I've read this is what happens and this is the reasons why. And then after a while, they said, well, why don't you take the class? I said, okay, fine, no problem. So then I used to take the class. And then, and that's how I started my journey.
Oh, that's very good. Very good. I mean, it looks like you really persevered and managed to, do things which, the majority of people inside probably would not have, thought about or tried. So that's very good. So in terms of your qualification, so did you get that in the last year while you were there, or was it you got it a couple of years before that?
No, I started. I think my qualifications. 2 years. Initially, sorry, I did this. It was the entry qualification was a Junior Sports Leaders Award. Okay. It's a very basic qualification.
Right.
And then from there, I did that in Cassington.
Okay.
Because I worked in the gym in Cassington as well.
Right.
I always say, look, your actions need to match your ambitions.
Yes.
Right. I wanted to be a personal trainer because I could see like the development in my own body. It was the first time where I started to understand, hang on a minute, this is the beauty of sports science, for instance, the beauty of anatomy and physiology, what the body's made of, how it works. Yeah. And I was just addicted to learning. And then from there, so therefore, like my actions had to match my ambitions, because if my ambition was to become a personal trainer, then I'm going to have to learn all these courses. Right. So I did that, and then that increased my confidence, and it gave me a little bit of, it just gave me scope, and it just increased my confidence, and it made me realize that, okay, now what's next? Now what's next? Now what's next? And I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing boundaries.
Wow, that's excellent, excellent. And when you eventually you did get out, and what was the first thing you did in terms of growing your newfound sort of interest in personal training? What was?
Yeah, so what I did is in fact, from prison, the last 6 weeks, once I'd been granted parole, for instance, the last 6 weeks for me to be reintroduced back into society, Chris Simmons this time, one of the gym guys, the gym officers, he'd arranged an interview with David Lloyd's initially, and with David Lloyd's, and another interview with another gym, Nuffield Health. And what happened is that David Lloyd's rejected me.
Oh, I see.
And they went there and said, yeah, you look the part, you've got the qualifications, X, Y, and Z, but look at the irony here. They said, you've got the qualifications, but, we've got a certain level of members here, that pay a lot of money for membership, and, they might find it a little bit odd, somebody from prison. And the irony, I went, okay, fair enough. But then there was a gym, Nuffield Health in Reading, at Green Park. I can remember I went there for an interview, and they've just brought new management in. It was an underperforming gym. So they've just brought a new manager in, Andy Knowles, big shout out to him. They brought a new manager in, and they went there because the gym was underperforming. I went in for an interview, and they looked at me, and I said, look, these are the qualifications I've done. I'm hungry. I said, I don't even want pain. Okay, I just want a little bit of experience. So I know, so I've learned a few things, and possibly take it further. And he said, okay, we'll give you a crack. He goes, okay, we'll give you I went, brilliant. So they used to release me from prison first thing in the morning. I used to make my way to Reading.
Right.
I used to make my way to Reading, and I started working there. And within, I think their top trainer at the time, he delivered 42 sessions a month, their top trainer at the time. And it took him 4 years to build that, hence possibly why they was underperforming at the time. And then I walked in, and I remember within 3 weeks I delivered 77 sessions.
Oh, I see. Right, you doubled it.
Yeah, I doubled it. Yeah, did 77 sessions, and I thought, I've got this. Going up to people, approaching people, seeing what I can do. People used to approach me because I was quite loud and proud. And proud. I had sort of different sort of training methods of training. Working through biomechanics and movement work. So yeah, that's how it started from. And then from there, I went to I got released. I won an award. David Mobbs, the chief executive of the company, gave it me in Mayfair in London, actually, the award. And then from there, I went to David Mobbs then phoned up. He phoned Nuffield in Doncaster at the time. And as a result, they gave me a job, and then I absolutely dominated Doncaster's Nuffield. I was their top performing personal trainer. A huge rivalry going down there, but I had that unstoppable ability.
Very good, very good. I mean, obviously, I think with personal training, I think a lot of it's probably got to do with interpersonal skills, and obviously, because of your personality and so on, that probably helped you gain a lot more customers or clients in this sort of line of business, because personal training is something which if you have a whole group of personal trainers, I mean, just because a personal trainer doesn't mean they're going to be good personal trainers.
That's right.
They're going to have that.
I've met a lot of bad ones myself. Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, I'm sure you must have had all the right ingredients, and as you say, you surpassed the previous chap, by doubling the amount of sessions. So obviously it was something that was you were sort of well tuned for, and it must have been a great feeling for you to be able to realize something you're sort of passionate in life, and something that perhaps it's a job that you love, basically.
Oh, 100%. It is. You've got to be passionate about. Look, I started off. I remember going into Nuffield on my first day, and the manager seeing me, and obviously I was because of spending 7 years in prison, I was a little bit of a dinosaur with technology at the time. I said, look, how do I sort of so when I gain a client, how do I bring him down, and how do I actually put the payment through the till? And the manager at the time, he said to me, "Oh, look, don't worry about that. Just get yourself familiarized with the equipment upstairs."
Okay.
Right, I said, "I know, but what about when I bring my clients down?" They went, "No. Look, just get yourself familiarized with the equipment upstairs, and we'll take from there." Right, I thought, hang on, does this guy think I can't deliver?
Right.
So I remember going upstairs, and within 3 minutes, I was walking downstairs with a client. I knocked on my manager's door.
Right.
I said, "Do you want to put this payment through the till? It's for 10 sessions. It's 300 and however much pounds it was at the time." And he looked at me as if I just discovered fire. And then that was the start of it, really. So I was enthusiastic. I was motivated. I had a different sort of style of training, but I didn't make out I knew it all. I just go up to people. I said, "Listen, I'm new to this, right? But let me tell you, you're doing that wrong."
Yes.
Let me tell you, you're doing that wrong. I can get you faster results. I can give you faster results, and you'll be bigger, faster, stronger. You'll be able to move better. You'll be able to run better. Your entire life will be better. You'll even be able to work better. Your relationship at home will improve through exercise. All right, let me help you out with this. Or let's say somebody had a bit of a backache. I said, okay, well, the issue isn't your back, it's your glute that's tight.
Yes.
So let's do some stretches over here. And I used to walk over and genuinely had the thirst of A, helping people, B, learning to communicate with people, and C, seeing people develop and seeing them progress was just the icing on the cake.
Right. That's excellent. We're just coming up to our second and last break. So just have a short break, and we'll be back again very shortly. Yeah, thank you.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk or contact our sales team now on 07944 565616. That's 07944 565616. Advertise with Revive FM.
Turkish Kitchen. The best Turkish food you'll ever taste. We only use the highest quality meat. Along with our mixed grill platters, we serve cold mezes, hot mezes, lahmacun, and a wide selection of fish options. To order for delivery or collection, call us now on 0208 507 8822. That's 0208 507 8822. Or visit us at 41 Ripple Road, Barking, IG11 7NT. We can also take group bookings and take care of all your party needs. The Turkish Kitchen, Barking.
The Career Link Project is a free employment and careers service aimed at supporting young BAME women to navigate a path towards a successful future. If you're 16 or over and currently out of work, you could receive up to 10 months of personalised one-on-one career support and skills-based training to help you secure your future. Get in touch with us today on 07862 035 511 or email us at clp@tffn.co.uk. The Career Link Project, your future in your hands.
Join the largest annual help feed campaign on the planet, Qurbani. Due to hunger, millions die this Eid. Through Minhaj Welfare Foundation, your Qurbani can save lives. Participate from as little as £40 or choose as you like. Add an Eid gift for only £30. Donate, sacrifice, feed by choosing your Qurbani through Minhaj Welfare Foundation. Call us now on 0300 3030 777 or visit us on minhajwelfare.org.
Nikah, talaq, counseling on matrimonial disputes, Islamic wills, Islamic law of inheritance, or an Islamic verdict on any other issue. The Muslim Sharia Council is at your service. We provide official certification, and our experienced and highly qualified imams are available to provide you with guidance when needed. MQI London is based at 292 to 296 Romford Road, Forest Gate. We are open from Monday to Friday, 2 to 4 p.m. or alternatively, call us now on 0208 8257 1786.
Does your pizza excite you? The London Pizza Depot invites you on a journey with our worldwide inspired pizzas. To the smoke and jerk drums of Jamaica, to savor the Caribbean hot, to sunny California, to enjoy the greatest invention, the Cali cheeseburger. Transport yourself with every bite. Our authentically prepared hand-stretched dough, freshly diced veg, finest cuts of halal meat, and our 100% mozzarella cheese ensures the delivery of a masterpiece every time. Visit www.londonpizzadepot.co.uk or our branches in Ilford or Plaistow. Now you can enjoy buy one pizza, get one free every Tuesday. T's and C's apply.
Thinking of selling or letting your property? Need someone reliable to find the best prospect for your home? Well, look no further. Cameron Adams is here to take care of all your needs. Our professional and experienced team will guide you through the entire process and ensure you find the right client for your property. For a no obligation quotation, contact us now on 0208 558 2000. That's 0208 558 2000. Or visit us at 30 Church Lane in Leytonstone. Cameron Adams, always at your service.
Revive FM
94.0. On the radio.
on your mobile.
And online.
And welcome back to the Mahtab Aziz Celebrity Lawyer Show. We've been discussing with our guest today, Adz Khan, how he basically dealt with prison life in a very amazingly robust way. He came away with so many awards after his 6.5 to 7 years inside prison. Did extremely well, followed his mother's advice, and came out really, really well. And of course, it was all really almost like a miscarriage of justice. He shouldn't have been there in the first place. Do you feel bitter about the fact that it was very unfair for you to have gone through this whole sort of experience, when perhaps it could have been avoided had it been more a fair criminal justice system?
No, I don't feel bitter because I feel like I've developed and I've learned a lot in this with my experience. Obviously, I wish it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do firmly believe that prison was the making of me. And when you've been down there at the very bottom, not having a release date, not knowing when you're gonna get out of prison, and prison officers every now and then, talking you every now and then, saying, "Oh well, there'll be flying cars by the time you're out." And it's funny because I read an article the other day,
yes.
and they've just released it. They're just putting some, I think it was Tesla or whatever it was.
Right, yeah.
And they're just talking about it now, so I think I've beat them to it.
Yeah.
So I'm not bitter at all, no. And when you're down there, look, there's only one way, and that's up. And right back now, I'm so excited about my future. I think some of the best moments in my life haven't even happened yet.
Right,
so for me, it's onwards and upwards, and keeping positive, and putting one foot in front of the other, and keeping moving forward.
Right. Well, that's absolutely amazing. Your resoluteness is very impressive, I have to say. So moving on to your personal training business. So after you were out, and and again you were sort of exceptional in the field that you've chosen. You remind me a bit about Arnold Schwarzenegger, because Arnold Schwarzenegger is a person who a lot of people look up to. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, in fact, when he first came to the United States, he faced a huge load of adverse obstacles. For starters, he had a strong German accent, and he had a sort of huge body, but he wanted to be a leading actor.
Yeah, indeed. No. I'm familiar with the story. Yes.
Yeah. And it just reminds me of when you speak, it just reminds me of how when people are put into a situation of adversity, how they cope with it and manage to just do well. That's very good. So you then decided to carry on with your personal training business, and there again you did very well, and you eventually managed to get to a stage where you were training a lot of famous sports persons and people who are well known in the entertainment business.
Well, look, I mean, I've trained, let's say, for instance, I've trained a few Victoria's Secret models. I've trained a couple of socialites. Or I've trained the F1 driver who won the Le Mans 1988 race, the 24-hour Le Mans race.
Right.
So yeah, I've trained a few celebrities, if you want to call them, for instance.
Yeah.
But now I'm back in sunny Doncaster, taking on the world all over again.
Right.
I am.
Right. And how do you plan to expand your business? I mean, do you plan to take on other personal trainers, or do you plan to have a school of personal trainers? How do you wish to proceed?
Look, I'm a fond believer. If something's not broken, don't try to fix it.
Right.
But for me, I'm a medium-sized small operation. Okay, it's low overheads, right? Good profit. And I think it's important we stay that way. I've got a waiting list long as the M1. I'm not short of actually clients. I never have been. I've always been quite gifted in that field, and I don't even advertise. It's more word of mouth. It's the best advertisement in the world, and delivering results.
So you prefer to be stuck in yourself and in the thick of it, rather than...
I like to be stuck in the thick of it, so to speak. Yeah, I like to be stuck in the thick of it, but. One thing you've got to remember is when you're doing it on my level, in terms of, when you're training literally 12 hours, 13 clients a day, 12 clients a day, back to back, hour after hour after hour, and you're giving everybody 90%, 100%, everybody's getting a session, a very good training session. They're on the way to the results. They're on the way to the goals, and they're on the way to the journey. It's then a lot difficult to also, if you've been in the gym for 12 hours back to back, and I'm sure some personal trainers that are possibly listening to this, they'll understand where I'm coming from, to then train yourself. Okay, because what you then realize is that you start slipping yourself. So recently what I've done is I'm doing a 30-day challenge where I'm actually working out for 30 days non-stop just to get back into the swing of things. I've reduced my client list down a little bit, so I can actually put some conscious, deliberate effort into my own training and practice what I preach.
Right. Actually, all makes sense. I mean, what are sort of common problems you've noticed with, say your average sort of, say your average, say 30-year-old, early 30s. What are sort of common problems that you've seen which need to be addressed? I mean, obviously, people are probably most concerned about their midsection, how they can slim down. Is there sort of a formula that you've developed? How do you help people in that sort of circumstance?
I mean, look, you can't spot reduce. Okay, so that theory of, look, I just want to reduce my belly fat. I want everything else to stay what it is, but I just want to reduce my stomach. That never happens.
Right.
You can't spot reduce. It's not. It's not possible.
Right.
Because if that was the case, then the entire world would be walking around with broad shoulders and tiny waists.
Yes. I mean, I've seen all those adverts on Facebook everywhere saying that,
Yeah. It makes me
the
laugh
before and
sometimes.
after photos.
Oh no, I mean the before and after photos. Yeah, by all means. I mean, credit to them.
Right.
But you can't necessarily just spot reduce, and like I said, the entire world will be walking around with broad shoulders and on tiny waists.
Right.
But there are surgical procedures, I believe, that people are implementing these days. The formula, look, I just like to keep it simple and keep it basic. If it was good for Arnold Schwarzenegger, do you know what? It's it's good for the Incredible Hulk. I'm sure it's going to be good for Dave around the corner.
Right.
Okay, so it's a high intensity infill training. It depends. People have different results and different goals. Some people want to train in events and they've got the London Marathon, or they want to get ready for a men's health event, or I've had various requests. I've had strange requests, everything from a wedding to somebody approaching me saying, look, Adz, you need to get me in shape. And I said, all right, well, what do you want to get into shape for? What's your purpose? And they say, because I'm going to prison in 6 weeks. Oh my goodness. So at that stage, I'm like, okay, right, fair enough. Let's hit the weights, let's concentrate on that. This is the area where you need to focus on. Right. So you'll get plenty of requests from different aspects of, depending on what people want.
I see. Right. That's incredible.
High intensity interval training is fantastic. Endurance training is good, but it just depends what the purpose they need to. People think that they can go to the gym, okay, and the only things they can do is a bench press or a bicep curl, and that's not true at all. I know people that want big arms, but they walk into the gym and say, look, all they do is bicep curls, a bicep curl after bicep curl, and and that's not the way forward. The biceps such a small muscle. You need your body to be in an anabolic environment. Okay, so you need to do the squat first. You need to do the clean and press first, or you need to do the deadlift first to prepare your body to keep that body in an anabolic environment. Because then you're telling your body, okay, now my hormones release, my testosterone's released, growth hormones release. Your body's now ready and prepared to grow. And then towards the end, you want to work on your biceps. Let's get the first big muscles out of the way, release testosterone, release growth hormone, and then you'll get a better, you'll get more positive gains. And then by doing biceps and triceps at the end, and let's say 75% of your upper arm of your tricep, of your upper arm is your tricep. So actually do more squats, do more deadlifts, do more big movements and clean and presses, do more power-based movements as well, and train more your upper arm if you want big arms, for instance.
You must see sort of, transformations in front of your eyes. That must be a satisfying part of what you do, is to see people transforming themselves. Is that correct? There's a lot of satisfaction in that for you.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of satisfaction. But what you'll realize is it's not just the body transformation; it's the mental transformation. Right. It's that they're able to work a lot better. They're able to think faster. They're able to at home life. The less stress. The work's improving. The relationship at home's improving. Right. Their actual life's improving. They're going out a lot more. They're actually running outside. They're actually doing the activities. Right. And it's just a complete change in character. And 100%, it brings me a lot of pleasure.
I see. Well, there you go. I mean, that's the formula for happiness. Contact Adz Khan. And well, it's been absolutely fascinating, Adz. Believe it or not, we've run out of time. And it's been absolutely fascinating having you on the show today. I've learned a lot, and I'm sure the listeners have also, found inspiration and some factual knowledge that's been hopefully proved quite useful. Thanks again, and wish you well with your future business. And we might have to have you back on again at some stage.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, that's it. So if you sat on that couch, get up off that couch and give you 10 press-ups now. Come on, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Excellent. Do you have a website at all? Or not yet?
Like I said, I don't advertise. All mine is I don't advertise, and all mine is word of mouth. And so but I'm on Instagram at Adz Khan Body Architect, or Khan Adz it is. But as I said, I don't advertise. All mine is word of mouth, and my results speak for themselves.
Okay, excellent. Cheers. Thank you. That's all for today. That's all for the Mahtab Aziz Celebrity Lawyer Show, and hope to see you back again. Hopefully not next Friday, the Friday after that. So have a good evening. It's Revive FM 94.0.
Does your pizza excite you? The London Pizza Depot invites you on a journey with our worldwide inspired pizzas. To the smoke and jerk drums of Jamaica, to savor the Caribbean hot, to sunny California, to enjoy the greatest invention, the Cali cheeseburger.